All right, so you see the title of this video, and you're thinking, well, no, duh, right? Right? You're a white guy. Why would you want to say the N word, right? I don't want to. I don't want to say any slurs. I don't like saying slurs, right? Not a big fan, right? And again, this isn't this is almost like a non-opinion, right? It's like not an idea for a lot of people, right? But as a person that grew up in small towns in the great state of Texas, I've noticed that white people like me, we have one pastime that we grow into during adolescence. I avoided it, but so many of my former friends did not. And that is white people in small towns love saying the N-word. It is a pastime. They say it as if they have understood the black struggle for years. All right, it is insane, right? Because I could understand if like you're just trying to be like an edgy middle schooler, right? Like I think that's the only time where you get a pass where it's like, okay, a sixth grader maybe doesn't have the best context of the world, like fine, right? I can understand like trying to be edgy and trying to be different. It's kind of like if a sixth grader says fuck, it's like, ooh, right? But these people would go, right? They would see all of the horrible ramifications that could come about saying these words and know the history of these words because I was in classes where we would learn about the history of these things and still just let them rip. And here's the thing, I don't know why you'd want to, right? Besides the consequences and like the more like being a bad person that comes along with it. I don't I've never been in a situation where like saying the N-word would have been like the best descriptor, right? I've never been in a situation where I'm like the only way I can describe the person in front of me, right, is the N-word. That's just never occurred, right? Same thing with most slurs, right? I feel like it's just it reflects poor vernacular abilities rather than anything else, right? Because I don't get it, right? And I don't even understand like even if it's like more of a political thing for these people where it's like, because if you confront them, they will normally have a response if it's just a word, like what's the big deal? It's just a word. And it's like, well, it's not that you just said the combination of letters, it's the meaning behind it, right? Like that's the point because that's why all words are offensive, right? That's why like like if I say your mother is a cock gobbling whore, right? That's just a concoction of words. You can't get mad at me. Those are just words. And it's like, no, obviously it's not, right? There's meaning behind them, and the meaning is what makes it offensive, right? And so like understanding all of that, that's why I've never because like I could never fully understand the context that is needed in my eyes to ever say the N word because it's like I cannot live in America as a black man, oddly enough. And so it's like like I could never ever be in a place where I think I could say it, right? It I just that's why I just have never been able to understand it because there is so many people that surround that I have known throughout like high school and whatnot that just say it and it's just like it's as if it's just another word in their vernacular, right? It's like you're they're saying it in the same way that you'd say like dude or bro, right? And it's like you live in a gated community. Your name is Connor. There is no way that you and Malcolm X would have been friends. Like this is not. I'm gonna say that this is not indicative of the experience required to say that kind of word, right? And again, I don't get the point. I don't understand the point, right? Because like again, it's just if it's like a freedom of speech thing, I guess like I don't think the government's gonna come bust your balls about saying the N word. It's just kind of rude, right? Like it's just kind of like immature for I would say for a majority of people, right? Like nobody's looked more intelligent after saying the N word. I don't think that's ever happened, right? And you know, like again, because I was thinking about this the other day. Like typically the way I come up with these video ideas is I was just thinking about it while I was on a walk the other day, right? And because like I was thinking back to my high school experience, I was like, there was a lot of white guys saying the N word. Like that was such a definable experience in every single class I was at. Like no matter what it was, no matter how smart they were, no matter like how well they knew the history, no matter what their socioeconomic background was, white guys in high school just love saying the N word, and I never understood it, right? Because I don't know, it's just I've never had like a want to either. It's never like appeared to me as like I just like if I'm like listening to a song like for instance, my favorite Kendrick Lamar song is the Wesley Theory, right? Great song. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. right? But the start of that song is every inward is a star, right? That is the lyric, right? And I have never sat there and been like, ooh, maybe I could get away with it. Or maybe I could just say it in the privacy of my own car or my own home. And it's like, even even in that context, I don't really feel like it adds anything to my experience of listening to it, right? Like it's just, like it's just there's never been a time where I'm like, this is befitting of my situation, right? And again, like again, a lot of the context that comes behind these people saying it is like they'll be like, oh well, it's okay, like I'm not racist or anything, like I make fun of all people equally, like it's a very common thing, right? Like they'll say all the slurs, and it's like, well, I don't think anybody could be equally racist, right? Like I'm not equally racist, right? I'm far more racist towards white people because I'm white, so I can like make better, assumptions of what white people do and how they act and what the background is because I've lived that way, right? Like doesn't it make more sense to make fun of and be more prejudiced towards your own people? Maybe not like on a like a massive large scale level, but like on like a day-to-day level, it makes more sense that you'd make more jokes about white people than you do black people, because again, you're white. Like, does that not translate, you know because again, it's just like I feel like every comedian I see, they make jokes about their past and their history. Like, it's very weird to make a joke about another person's lived experience because you haven't done that, right? And that's why, like, whenever because there's a level of dissonance that comes with it, right? That's why if it's going to be something offensive, it has to be equally funny, because and for it to be that funny, you have to have a level of knowledge and experience that allows you to make a joke that feels educated and respectful, right? Now, what do I mean by that, right? I think if I make a joke about white people, it's comes from a place of being informed. It comes from a place of being like understanding, right? In the same way that like if a guy makes a joke about being Chinese, it's because he understands what it's like to be Chinese, right? It's with that, I think like it just feels weird if a white guy makes a joke about being Chinese, because it's not only just like never gonna be like that funny, but it also feels like I'm have like a level of I can't really laugh at this, right? Because again, you can't say that. Like it feels weird. But if a Chinese guy makes a joke about it, then you get to laugh at it because he's giving you the cadence by saying the joke. He's giving you the ability to laugh at it, right? You know, and so that's why I think a lot of these people that like want to claim that their use of the N word is okay because they would say any slur regardless of people, right? I think that that's I don't know, I think it's just a very bad defense of being bigoted, right? Because you could never accurately be bigoted against everybody equally because you could never have the empathy required to have, I would say, a nuanced level of bigotry that you could have with people of your own race, right? Because that's the thing, like you to be truly like offensive and to be truly like to really be able to dig deeper into and make very funny jokes or make good remarks or all of those things, you have to really understand the people you're talking about, or else it's going to come off of just you being a dick, right? you know but I don't know, that was my spiel for the day. um I guess I should end this with, I guess I'm gonna get canceled anytime soon. My not wanting to say the N word. I guess I'm gonna have to go like the pedophilia route. So, sorry guys. That sucks. I know you're like, oh, up and coming YouTuber. No, no. So yeah, if you're a minor, please message me. I love messaging minors. Um, that's a good audio bite to have on the internet. But yeah, regardless, thank you for watching my spiel of white guy explains racism to a group of probably not all white people. Actually, I don't know. The internet's demographics are weird, so who knows? But again, thank y'all for watching. This was a bit more of a silly video. I guess none of my videos are really serious. Or maybe this is more serious. Who knows? But regardless, thank you, and I will see you at some point in the future. I still don't have a good upload schedule, so see you when I see you. Bye.